Call to order the Common Council meeting for Monday, April 6, 2026. Roll call, please. Let the record reflect a quorum is present. The gentlemen from the 4th and the 7th are excused. I'd like to ask everyone to please stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Can I get approval of the minutes of the meeting held March 16, 2026?
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any changes or corrections? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Yeah. Aye.
Motion carries. Yes, ma'am.
Citizens' comments. When your name is called, please go to the podium, state your name and address. Each speaker will have 5 minutes. First speaker, Nicholas Prorock.
Nicholas Prorock, 8858 Sheridan Road. I'm losing my voice, so if I sound different than normal, that's why. My son will grow up in Kenosha. 40 years from now, what will Kenosha look like? Will everywhere he goes and everything he does be tracked by government because our current leadership convinced us that the idea of constant surveillance was necessary for public safety? Will the infrastructure of the surveillance state constantly loom on the horizon as hyperscale data centers do? Will the air in Kenosha be thick with contamination from the methane plants in the Will the air in Kenosha be thick with contamination and methane exhaust from more and more fossil fuel power plants? Or will my son be able to play outside carefree without the need for a maintenance inhaler? Will he filter his water twice before drinking it? Or will the details of water contamination be kept secret because the Common Council didn't want the public to know the dangers and to be scared? If my son or his friends ran for local office, would they be welcomed by the generation that came before them? Or would they be chastised for their youth and derided for their inexperience, which inherently comes from trying something new? Will my son's elected officials know that real leaders create more leaders? Or will they stubbornly cling to power because they falsely believe that only they can do what they do? If my son ran for alderperson, would he find a role model in the person who is currently holding the position? Or would he be confronted on the sidewalk by an angry incumbent just for knocking on doors? Will my son stand up for good by saving the day? Or will he prioritize the desires of a few over the needs of everybody else? What will Kenosha look like in 40 years? We choose our future every single day. That's why your presence in this room is necessary. If you can't be here 95% of the time, no one would fault you for stepping down and letting someone else take care of what you were elected to do. Your selfless, future-oriented, community before corporations mentality is critical to ensure that we have a future that our children's children can thrive and be free in.
Patrick Dixon.
I'm Patrick Dixon. I'm from Lindenhurst, Illinois. Good evening, Mayor and members of the Common Council. Thank you for the opportunity to
Sir,
speak with you tonight.
please state your home address.
I'm sorry, Lindenhurst, Illinois, 380 Northgate Road.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So, good evening, Mayor. I'm Patrick Dixon. I was recently appointed Head of Community Outreach for your Kenosha Comets. The Comets have provided quality youth hockey programs in our community since 1969. The Kenosha Ice Arena, located on 60th Avenue in District 14, was built in 1974. Perhaps some of you have heard that the building once hosted a concert by a young and
Patrick,
upcoming...
can you give me 1 second? We got a little technical glitch. I'm going to turn your microphone off and then restart it back on, and it'll start it. Just give me 1 second, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry about that. It's the camera's not flipping to you like it should, but we can hear you fine, so please continue. My apologies.
You stepped on my best line here.
Let's do it again.
Perhaps some of you have heard that the building once hosted a concert featuring a young and upcoming band named Kiss. Tickets were $6.50. The building has had its ups and downs, but the club, a 501c3 volunteer-run organization, has remained committed to providing a space for kids from Kenosha, Racine, and Walworth counties, as well as from northern Illinois, to come and learn the game of hockey. They come to us at the age of 4 or 5 or 8 in awe of everything. They'll do anything to hear praise from the coaches. Then, as those of you with children can attest, they're suddenly in their early teens and they know everything. But then something happens. They begin to show up for games in suit jackets as they age out of the program. They do things around the rink that need doing without being asked. They look out for the little kids. In short, they become the young men and women we'd hoped they'd become. That's thanks in large part to the coaches and parents who've believed in them. A few weeks ago, we hosted the Wisconsin State Championship. It was a packed house, 600 or 700 people. Our 18U midget major team won the whole thing. Our minor team won the consolation bracket. That championship is one of 59 that the club has taken home. For several weekends starting on Friday, April 17th, we will be hosting 5 K2 spring tournaments. There's a little less at stake, but you wouldn't know it from watching the kids. That's 5 weekends, and over that span, hundreds of families traveling to Kenosha, getting hotel rooms, eating at restaurants, and probably buying a little beer. I'm not here with my hand out. I'm not looking for anything from this body other than to invite you to watch some of these games. We hope that with a little bit more visibility that we can become something that the city can rally around. That would be enough for me. Thank you very much.
Dorothy Nolan.
Good evening. My name is Dorothy Nolan. I live at 802 21st Street. My comments today are regarding the proposed AI data center in Kenosha. I last spoke to this council on 12/15/25. Since that time, I've learned that another 15 Microsoft AI data centers were approved in Mount Pleasant, just 6 miles away from the proposed Kenosha location. As I speak, community members in that area are already complaining about the noise when the first data center was just being tested. In addition, I've learned the following in the last 3 months. Over 52,000 jobs have been lost, and it is unclear if that number includes 30,000 Oracle jobs that were just recently lost due to AI. Meta plans to cut 20% of its workforce to offset AI investments. A war in Iran was started that is impacting supplies needed for AI data centers, including helium, aluminum, and memory chips. In addition, this war is causing high energy costs, logistic delays, panic procurement, investment uncertainty, and a shift to decentralization of the centers due to the instability of the region. We Energies has also requested a 9.2 to 14% electricity rate increase, depending on where you get your information. AI data centers are so hot, their heat island effect is raising temps up to 6 miles away, impacting 343 million people worldwide. The community of Boxtown in Memphis, where the XAI data center is, has a life expectancy of 5 years below the national average and a cancer risk of 4 times higher due to the heavy industry there. And this AI data center is adding to the respiratory flare-ups. Approximately 1/2 of planned data centers are either facing delays or are canceled. Maine is on the verge of approving a temporary AI data center ban, and 11 other states are considering it. Those states include Georgia, Maryland, New York, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Vermont, Virginia, Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. A proposal for a federal-level moratorium has also been submitted. These developments are happening at a very rapid rate, and cities and states are slowing down projects to better understand the potential impact. Not the least of which is that there's absolutely no existing regulations to mitigate the risk of safety concerns, bias, privacy, societal disruption, protecting intellectual property, ensuring national security, and overall ethical deployment. This level of pause should point to the growing concerns throughout the country and not just here in Kenosha. It's time for a moratorium on AI data centers. Thanks.
Doug Sinisvet.
Doug Sinisvet, 2015 87th place. Like a couple speakers before me, I'd also like to speak out about the AI data center. About a month ago I spoke. I've mentioned before that I'm a social worker who works in dialysis, so I work with a lot of very vulnerable people who are just very much struggling to get by. Any increase in their utility bills is going to create further disruption to their lives and cause them to wager whether they want to pay for their medication this month or keep the power on. Beyond that, I have ongoing concerns about the environmental impacts, the overarching trend that AI is heading towards in terms of replacing human jobs. I think that this is all very concerning and deserves a lot of time and reflection, and I very much support a moratorium on the development of these data centers. Thank you.
J.R. Pratcher.
Good evening. J.R. Pratcher, 2018 89th Street. First, I want to give honor to God, and I want to give honor to the mayor and all you councilmen here. I just want to share a Bible verse, the same one that I shared last time, Revelation 8:10 through 11. And it says, "And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter." And I'm here because I'm concerned about the bitterness in the data centers. I'm concerned about the bitterness being brought to Kenosha. I'm not opposed to all data centers, but I'm opposed to the saturation of them. And we see a lot of data centers popping up along the Great Lakes, especially in the free state of Wisconsin. We elected each of you as stewards, not just of the tax revenue, but of our water, our land, and people, just like the Menominee, the Ho-Chunk, and the Native Americans, the Potawatomis, did before us, and just like the Protestants and Catholics who preceded them. A large data center, as you know, can use up to 5 million gallons of water a day, and that's according to a Virginia Tech research. So when we prioritize industrial thirst over natural resources, we lose water quality. When government officials prioritize behind-the-scenes deals over quality and safety, Kenosha will have a crisis similar to the Flint, Michigan situation that's still ongoing. Furthermore, we are seeing a repeat of the failed stadium subsidy model. Just look at Chicago Bears. Just look at their stadium. Look at Soldier Field. Taxpayers are squeezed to subsidize billionaire ventures. Data centers take our tax breaks today, but leave us with the infrastructure bill tomorrow. They leave us with the cost, the noise pollution. They leave us with the respiratory issues. They leave us with the just addition to the inflation. And so we cannot afford to subsidize their electricity and water consumption while Kenosha County residents' bills skyrocket. The cost of living is rising, especially for working class Americans like myself. If corporations get tax breaks, the citizens deserve a residency credit. We've seen private-public partnerships fail the public before. Like I said, look at Chicago. Look at the Chicago parking meter deal. It stripped the city of its wealth for decades, and they're struggling to this day. Don't let Kenosha or this free state of Wisconsin turn into a dystopian city. And a lot of our residents mentioned that before. So 2 solutions: a citizen tax break. Any abatement given to a data center must be matched by property tax cap for local residents. And number 2, municipal. This is not an idea that I thought of. Like, this is outlandish, but y'all could take it. So a municipal energy. So follow New York's lead and turn trash into energy. Like, this is far-fetched, but I saw New York is taking trash, they're taking waste, and they're turning it into energy. And Kenosha could create its own municipal utility to shield residents from the grid demand of these data centers. So please don't let Kenosha's water and residents become bitter. Don't let the taxpayers be forced to leave because they can no longer afford to stay in a city that prioritizes servers over souls. Please be stewards and not salesmen. And one of the reasons why I moved from Illinois to here, because Kenosha is a beautiful place. It's clean, the parks are clean, the police do their job. Like, you can't go anywhere and commit a crime in Kenosha without Kenosha police or Pleasant Prairie on you. And that's the reason why I moved here, because I feel safe. My kids feel safe. I can go to the park. I can take my wife. We can walk out. I could jog 4 o'clock in the morning, but please, please just be stewards of this great city. God bless you. Take care.
B, communications, petitions, reports of departments. B1, approval of the following applications: A, 30 operators licenses; B, 1 successor of agent status license; C, 2 special class B beer and/or special class B wine licenses; D, 8 taxi driver licenses; E, 2 amusement and recreation enterprise supervisor licenses.
Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to concur with the recommendation of license permit to approve, B1.
It's been moved and seconded to approve item B1. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
B2, conditional use permit for a 315,000 square foot distribution facility located at 12345 38th Street.
Gentleman from the 3rd.
Thank you, Your Honor. Move to approve B2.
It's been moved and seconded to approve item B2. At this time, open up to a public hearing. Anyone here speaking item B2, please come forward, state your name and address. Anyone here speak? Anyone here speak? Seeing none, close the public hearing. Motion on the floor is approval. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
C, recommendations from the Committee on Licenses and Permits. C1, applications for new operators licenses. A, Alex Guerrero, 30. B, Managerit Singh, 35.
Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to approve, to concur with the recommendation of license and permit on C1, C2, C3, and C4 after being read in any necessary applicant hearings.
C2, application of Brian Walraven for a new taxi driver license. C3, application of Paisanos LLC for an outdoor dining area with extension license with a request to extend the closing time to 12 a.m. located at 5811 6th Avenue with no adverse recommendations from the Police Department. C4, application of Paisanos LLC located at 5811 6th Avenue for a parklet temporary outdoor extension of the Class B beer, Class B liquor license with a request to extend the closing time to 12 a.m. and no adverse recommendations from the Police Department.
Okay, at this time, open it up to a hearing. Anyone here speaking on items C1 through C4, please come forward, state your name and address. Anyone here to speak? Anyone here to speak? Seeing none, close the hearing. Motion on the floor is concurrence. Gentleman from the 11th.
I'll be on record for voting no on C4.
Okay. Anyone else? Not, motion on the floor is concurrence. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. The gentleman from the 11th on C4 was no.
C5, application of JG Hospitality Group LLC located at 2324 18th Street, Suite BC for a permanent outdoor extension of the Class B beer, Class B liquor license with no adverse recommendations from the Police Department.
Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to concur with the recommendation of license permit for items C6, C7, and C8 after being read at any
How
necessary.
about 5?
Yeah, let's do C5 through C8 after being read any necessary applicant hearings.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to concur on item C5. At this time, open up to a hearing. Anyone here speaking on item C5, please come forward, state your name and address.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. John Zimba, 27823 99th Street, Trevor, Wisconsin, 53179. I'm just here to answer any questions you all may have.
Okay, thank you, sir. If there are, we'll call you back
All right,
up.
thank you.
Anyone else here to speak on item C5? Anyone else? Anyone else? Seeing none, close the hearing. Motion on the floor is concurrence. Gentleman from the 16th.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, I voted no on licensing and permits committee, and I'm also going to vote no tonight. The reason is, if you look on your backup paperwork, their neighbor in this little strip mall here is A1 Mobility, where their customers are got issues with walking. There's walkers, wheelchairs, canes, and stuff. And I looked it over tonight, and they're right next to the business here, so I don't want anybody tripping over it. I think this is a bad idea. There is K-Town's. There's a restaurant there that has space outside, but there's a building in between the restaurant and there's a business between a restaurant and where the tables are set up. But this particular issue, it's right next door, so I don't want anybody tripping over any tables or chairs, so that's why I voted no. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gentleman from the 5th.
Mr. Mayor, would it be appropriate to open up to applicant hearings to let the applicant respond to that concern?
I'm okay with it.
Do you want to just ask him, you want to
I'm
ask a
okay
question
to-
that way?
Yes, I will. Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, can you answer,
Floor, Mr. Mayor.
to the chair, to the gentleman, can you answer his question? Or
Hang on, John. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I can. I actually thought about it after Alderperson Ruffalo brought it up. A-plus Mobility is right next door, but the way the sidewalk is made up, the ramp is only in front of A-plus Mobility. You can't, the wheelchairs don't go either way because there's a curb, so they would drop off. So anytime that those customers come to A-plus Mobility, they're coming just straight in front of A-plus Mobility's door. I've also talked to Ashley about it, next door, and she has no issues with it. She's gave me her blessing, says she's fine with it.
Gentlemen, you still have the floor.
Yes, thank you. I'm approving this. This gentleman runs great businesses. This is his second establishment he has. He never has any trouble, so I'm going to vote yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Motion on the floor is concurrence, which is to approve. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
C6, application of JG Hospitality Group LLC for a yearly cabaret license located at 2324 18th Street, Suite BC, with no adverse recommendations from the police department.
Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to concur with the recommendation of license permit on C6, C7, and C8 after being read and all necessary applicant hearings.
C7, renewal applications of PRC Inc. located at 6425 27th Avenue with no adverse recommendations from the police department. A, recycling center activity license. B, scrap salvage collector's license. C8, renewal applications for a scrap salvage dealer license with no adverse recommendations from the police department. A, Jantz Auto Sales Inc. B, Jantz's Yard 4 Automotive Inc.
Okay, at this time, open up to a hearing. Anyone here to speak on item C6, 7, or 8, please come forward, state your name and address. Anyone here to speak? Anyone here to speak? Seeing none, close the hearing. Motion on the floor is concurrence. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
E, ordinances first reading. E1, ordinance by the mayor, attachment and zoning district classification ordinance under section 66.0307, Wisconsin statutes. City of Kenosha, Town of Somers, State Approved Cooperative Plan, 5629 88th Avenue, Town of Somers.
Gentleman from the 3rd.
Thank you, Your Honor. I move to send E1 through F2 on their way after being read in any necessary public hearings.
E2, ordinance by the mayor to repeal section 11.089 of the Code of General Ordinances for the City of Kenosha regarding conversion therapy. F, zoning ordinances first reading. F1, zoning ordinance by the mayor to create subsection 18.02 YYYYY of the zoning ordinance to amend the land use plan map for the City of Kenosha 2035. F2, rezoning ordinance by the mayor to rezone the property at 55th Street from B1 Neighborhood Business District to RS2 Single Family Residential District.
Okay, motion on the floor is to send E1 through F2 on their way. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
G, ordinances second reading. G1, ordinance by the mayor to amend subsection 5.001C17 regarding criteria for the sworn statement.
Gentleman from the 15th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to concur with the recommendations of Public Works to approve on G1.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and second to approve. At this time, open up to a public hearing. Anyone here speaking item G1, please come forward, state your name and address. Anyone here to speak? Anyone here to speak? Seeing none, close the public hearing. Motion on the floor is concurrence. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 14-1. I, resolutions. I-1, resolution by principal sponsor Alderperson Kurt Wilson to declare the month of April 2026 Kenosha Autism Awareness Month. Recently added co-sponsors Alderpersons Pizzala, Dyson, Harper, Rose, and Ruffalo. Finance recommended to approve 5-0.
Gentleman from the 13th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to approve I-1 as recommended by Finance Committee. I'm sorry, sir.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve. Gentleman from 3rd.
Thank you. I believe I made a request earlier to be registered as a co-sponsor. If that is not on the list, I would, with the sponsor's permission, I'd like to be added.
Okay. Lady from the 6th.
With permission, I'd like to be added as a co-sponsor as well.
Lady from the 8th.
With the sponsor's permission, I would also like to be added. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Gentleman from 13th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just got a couple of comments. Autism has touched all of us in one way or another, either through immediate family members, close friends, or neighbors in our community. So keeping autism awareness out front is important as the medical community and critical support groups strive for more effective interventions and support systems. I'd like to thank the co-sponsors on this resolution, and welcome any other colleagues to add their names to it. And I especially want to thank City Attorney Matt Knight for drafting this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? If not, motion on the floor is concurrence. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 15-0. I2, resolution by principal sponsor Alderperson Kurt Wilson to allow Kenosha County Joint Services to accept and use donations from the Kenosha Prince Hall Free and Accepted Masons, Joppa Lodge number 9. Finance recommended to approve 5-0.
Gentleman from the 13th.
Move to approve as recommended by Finance.
Thank you, sir.
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Any discussion? Seeing none. Oh,
Mayor, would it be appropriate to open up for a public hearing?
if we'd like to recognize the gentleman there,
Yes, sir.
Josh.
Hi, Joshua Nielsen. I'm the Director of Kenosha Joint Services. Mr. Duke Montgomery, who's here with me today, he had brought forward to us a proposal to donate money to help support the first responders in behind the scenes, which would be the 911 dispatchers, in helping to support mental health with some of the issues that they deal with taking the calls that they handle and that impact that they have on their mental health. We're looking at a small dollar amount, roughly $500 to $1,000. He'd like to do this on an annual basis, and we're doing it during the recognition of the National Telecommunicator Week that occurs every April. And if it's okay, he'd like to say a few words as well.
Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. My name is Duke Montgomery. I'm the Worshipful Master out of Joppa Lodge number 9 here in Kenosha.
Can we get your home address too, sir?
Yeah, Duke Montgomery, 1612 32nd Avenue, Kenosha. I am the Worshipful Master here in Kenosha, and as a Prince Hall Mason, our mission is to build better men who help build stronger communities. We focus on mentorship, service, and community engagement, especially in areas that uplift underprivileged populations and create real opportunities for growth. As part of that commitment, we are proud to stand with our local 911 dispatcher community, supporting mental health awareness and offering a small token of our appreciation in recognition of this vital and very important work. Our goal is to recognize the heroic work annually during the National Public Safety Telecommunications Week. We recognize the critical role dispatchers play and the mental and physical toll that this work can cause. We pray that this contribution, while modest, can support any initiative Kenosha Joint Services sees fit, especially those centered around mental health. As an Army combat veteran living with PTSD, I understand firsthand the weight carried by those who serve in high-stress roles. That makes this effort personal for me and our lodge, not just as the leader, but someone who knows what it means to carry the responsibility long after moments have passed. At Joppa, we believe that when service leads, community rises. And we stand ready to continue doing that work. So we hope that this resolution carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Not, motion on the floor is concurrence. All those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 15-0. J, appointments, reappointments by the mayor. J1, appointment of Margaret Kagorski to the Kenosha Housing Authority to fill an unexpired term that will begin April 7, 2026 and will expire June 30, 2029.
Gentleman from the 5th.
Thank you. Make a motion to approve J1 through J7 after being read.
J2, appointment of Christine Galici to the Kenosha Public Library Board of Trustees to fill an unexpired term that will begin April 7, 2026 and will expire June 30, 2028. J3, reappointment of Vincent Ruffalo to the City Plan Commission to fill a term that begins May 1, 2026 and will expire April 30, 2029. J4, reappointment of Randy Kirkman to the Kenosha Area Tourism Corporation to fill a term that begins May 1, 2026 and will expire April 30, 2029. J5, appointment of Rachel Hernandez to the Kenosha Public Library Board of Trustees to fill an unexpired term that will begin April 7, 2026 and will expire June 30, 2026. Ms. Hernandez will be reappointed to fill a term that begins July 1, 2026 and will expire June 30, 2029. J6, appointment of Desiree Kindle to the Board of Review to fill a term that begins April 16, 2026 and will expire April 15, 2031. J7, reappointment of Mitchell Ferraro to the Zoning Board of Appeals and Board of Housing Appeals to fill a term that begins May 1, 2026 and will expire April 30, 2029.
Okay, motion on the floor is approval of J1 through J7. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 15-0. K, public construction and improvement contracts. K1, award of contract for project 24-1445, 20th Avenue Bike Path Improvements to Asphalt Contractors, Inc., in the amount of $68,900.
Gentleman from the 15th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to concur with the recommendation of Public Works to approve for K1.
Motion on the floor is concurrence on item K1. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, no. Roll call, please.
Okay, Alderperson Roseby voted for you. Yay. Okay. Motion carries 15-0. L, other contracts and agreements. L1, approval of lease termination agreement between the City of Kenosha, Wisconsin and Twin Piper Heritage Museum LLC number 9850. Finance recommended to approve 5-0.
Gentleman from the 13th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to concur with the Finance Committee recommendations on L1 and L2 after being read.
L2, approval of lease agreement between the City of Kenosha, Wisconsin and Kingsman Aviation LLC number 9850. Finance recommended to approve 5-0.
Okay, motion on the floor is concurrence with finance and L1 and L2. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye. Those opposed, no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 15-0. L3, access agreement by and between Geotest, Inc. and the City of Kenosha for Hillside Retention Basin.
Gentleman from the 15th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to concur with the approval of L3 and L4, the approval of Public Works.
L4, development agreement between the City of Kenosha, the Kenosha Water Utility, and Tierra Woods LLC for property located at the southeast corner of 27th Street and 47th Avenue.
Okay, motion on the floor is concurrence in L3 and L4. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye, those opposed no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 15-0. M, recommendations from the Committee on Finance. M1, disbursement record number 5, $8,266,734.23. Finance recommended to approve 5-0.
Gentleman from the 13th.
Move to concur with the Finance Committee recommendation to approve M1.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to concur on item M1. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye, those opposed no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 15-0. P, and such matters as are authorized by law or regular business. P1, fine settlement of Christopher Wickline Cairo. Finance recommended to concur with the recommendation of the city attorney 5-0.
Gentleman from the 13th.
Move to concur with the Finance Committee recommendation, which is to approve the recommendation by city attorney.
Just P1, sir? Or P2? Your choice, sir.
Let's do both, P1 and P2 in the same motion. Concur with the Finance Committee recommendation.
P2, class action lawsuit for remaining defendant opioid manufacturers. Recommendation was to concur with the recommendation of the city attorney to opt in 5-0.
Okay, motion on the floor is concurrence of P1 and P2. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor will vote aye, those opposed no. Roll call, please.
Motion carries 15-0.
Mayor's comments. This past week was a tough week in Kenosha. Started out with a very unfortunate tragedy that occurred. But I'm happy to say at the same time, as tragic as that event was, I'm immensely proud of our police department, our fire department, our first responders, all the partners, sheriff's department, state patrol, everybody who came out and helped citizens, who called in with tips and information to help apprehend the suspect individual. I am immensely proud of the work that everyone did in order to bring that person into custody. It was just truly amazing. All hands on deck, from the top brass all the way down. Everyone did exactly what they needed to do, took it very seriously, and were able to, in the long run, very quickly apprehend someone with not a lot of information. And I couldn't be more proud of all of them for their hard work. And then, of course, later in the week, had a very unfortunate windstorm that went through a number of districts in our city and impacted a number of different areas. Number one, I'm very proud of all the alderpersons in their area. We communicated frequently. Gentleman from the 10th, lady from the 6th. We talked rather frequently to ensure that their constituents, number one, we were able to put our arms around them, comfort them in this very difficult time, but also very quickly, again, very proud to rally our public works, our parks employees, our waste department individuals who were out immediately on Thursday night, clearing streets, opening things up, and now we continue to have some of the cleanup efforts. We've also shared a number of information on if there are individuals that may not have the ability or have insurance and different things, there are a number of different programs to help individuals who might be dealing with property damage to their homes. I would check out our website, our Facebook page, social media, or call our office, and we'll be happy to get you that information. But again, it shows that, again, tragedies occur, and those are difficult, but it's how you react to them. And we reacted quickly, we reacted with professionalism, and we did what we needed to do to ensure that our constituents and citizens had the services that they needed. And so again, I'm very proud of all of your efforts over the course of this past week. To end on a happy note, today is a very special birthday for our good friend and colleague who I've known for many years now, the alderman from the 15th. He's been a good friend, a good chairman. We're going to be losing him in a couple weeks. So I'm glad that we're able to actually have this opportunity to not only just salute him and celebrate his birthday, but thank him for his many years of service. We'll have a number of things more to say on that at our next meeting. But Jack, I want to wish you a very happy birthday. And we actually have some cake that we want to celebrate, compliments of our good friend from the 10th District that you're all invited to enjoy at the conclusion of tonight's meeting. So happy birthday, my friend. Thank you very much. With that, gentleman from the 12th. Lady from the 12th. I was looking at him and then I...
Yeah. Well, thank you. On this coming Saturday, the 11th, we will be districts 12 and 3. We're going to be having a neighborhood cleanup from 10 a.m. until noon, and we're going to focus on streets 13th Avenue and 14th Avenue. And we'll be going from 65th Street and 14th up to 70th Street. If anyone would like to come out and help us, please do so. Officer Friendly will be out there, and also Gus, they're going to have K9 Winnie is going to be there, and they'll also be giving out information on Neighborhood Watch. And we're also collecting school supplies for Brass Elementary. And what's mainly needed are the disinfectant wipes, pencils, and paper. So those are the things that's really needed for Brass Elementary. And you can always drop those off as well on Saturday.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentleman from the 10th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thursday night, I'm sitting on my couch and I'm listening to the wind blowing and house is rattling a little bit. And I'm looking at my back door, my patio door, and it starts to buckle. My girlfriend gets up, runs to the basement, takes the dog, and I continue to look at this window, this big glass door, just go back and forth. And I said, wait, maybe I should run to the basement. Came out shortly thereafter and saw some just amazing scenes in reference to wind damage just on 29th Avenue and the 4300 block of 29th Avenue. As we got to see more of it come daylight, we saw that there was kind of this path from 39th across 45th and 35th seemed to be an impact area. Of those who seen the area there was bent, split power poles, trees. We lost power. Then it seemed that that wind pattern kept moving eastward and northward. If you look on 32nd Avenue, down trees, 31st Avenue, down trees, damaged apartments on 28th Avenue, garages taken out on the 4300 block, on 43rd and 29th, and 41st and 29th. Just a very large amount of wind damage in a very short period of time. As the mayor said, our city crews were amazing, absolutely amazing. Spoke to the mayor Thursday night, spoke to the mayor Friday, spoke to the mayor Saturday. Our crews were out there assisting and remember, they were off on Friday. They were off on Friday, and yet they were out there clearing down branches, providing services so people wouldn't drive over live wires, clearing sidewalks, just an amazing amount of work and effort that was done and coordinated. So I just want to thank everyone, all the city employees from the mayor all the way down to everyone that was involved in that. We still have some work to do in the 10th district to pick up brush and those kinds of things. And I would challenge my constituents. Not much damage on 37th Avenue, 36th Avenue. Unfortunately, a lot of trash cans were blown over, and there was a lot of trash in the street. So I'd ask my residents over there, my constituents, my neighbors, to please maybe take a little extra time and help pick up the trash that got blown away. I know it wasn't your fault. It was through no fault of anyone's, but this is part of that recovery effort. So again, thank you, Mr. Mayor, for marshaling those resources. Thank all the department heads for getting those people out there, and thank all the public employees that were just so diligent and responding to that. Tomorrow is Election Day. And for those who stepped up and put their hat in the ring, I congratulate you. This thing doesn't work unless you participate in it. Giving your family, friends, constituents, and neighbors a choice, a challenge. I've met those challenges sometimes. I'm running unopposed this time, but I've met those challenges in the past. And I think that it's important to be tested. I think it's important that you provide your constituents, your neighbors, your friends an idea on how to govern, and they make the choice who has the best idea. To whoever prevails tomorrow, you have my support in helping you run your district if you are newly elected. It is the support that I have offered to anyone who's been elected in the past, whether I supported them or not. The constituents of those districts make the choice. They make the choice of who's going to lead them. Once that choice is made, I feel as a member of this body, it's my responsibility to help that elected official be the best elected official they can be for their district. To the voters, it's going to be, again, this thing doesn't work. This democracy doesn't work without your participation. And sometimes we get some very low turnouts in these spring primaries if there's not a presidential primary on here. Come out, keep our poll workers, come visit our poll workers, make them feel appreciated. Thank them for the job they're doing. It is a long day tomorrow, and if the turnout is under 20%, it's going to be a very long and boring day for some of our poll workers. So come out, give them something to do, say hi to them. Don't vote, but don't vote early or often. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gentleman from 16th.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My hat goes off to our fine men and women of the Kenosha Police Department. I haven't dealt with that tragic scene last week, and thanks for finding that suspect in that murder. A scene like that, you probably never forget your whole life. So the men and women in police department, I am thoroughly proud of them. They have to put up with stuff like that, and even it doesn't leave your mind after your 8-hour shift either. So my hat goes off to them, and if they need any other support out of me or any other council member, please reach out. My hat goes off to our city employees. And he did one heck of a job with that windstorm. Coming in on their day off and taking care of the citizens of Kenosha makes me proud that I am a citizen of Kenosha and proud to serve on his council. My hat goes off to the mayor for keeping all of us informed of what was going on with the details of the 2 incidences we had this past week. I really appreciate them communications. It puts me at ease, and if I have any questions, which I've had, I could give an honest answer quickly because I know exactly what's going on. So I want to thank everybody for that, and please go out and vote. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And lady from the 6th.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank the city staff, fire, and police. This has been a challenging week, and they have risen to the occasion, so thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, a motion to adjourn on your laptop would be in order. Moving to seconded to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. We stand adjourned. Thank you, everybody.